Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Island Rises. We're nearly finished season 3. Will we win the league? Who knows? So we're going to play Blythe Spartans at home, and then we're just going to play until we win the league. So since we last met, which was against Cheadletown, if you didn't know, we won 2-0, and I'm pretty sure they are going to go down. They are 21st in the league. But since we played Cheadletown, I don't know why, guys. FM26 things, I scroll down. Come on. Sports Interactive, if you're listening, come on. Just let us, where we were. Anyway, Matlock Town were next, which we won 3-1. Stockton Town away, 4-1. Darlington was a 2-1 win. And then Cambridge City, which is a 2-0 away win. So that leaves us 10 points clear at the top. We have a playoff position already, which is fantastic. As I say, look, here's Cheadle. They're on 30 points. We're going to have to keep a little eye on them, see if they go down to step 4. We're all here to play against Blythe Spartans, which will be the first of today's games. And this is the team that we're going to be putting out there for that Blythe game. So we have Stowell in goal with Hall and Stanley as our fullbacks. The other Hall and Brannigan as our centre-backs. Nareki and Upton, they seem to have familiarised themselves and got back into those positions in our DM roles. For me, Hickensmith, Warhurst and Vaughan Evans. Let's get straight into the game. This is going to be an exciting one because if we win, that takes us to 13 points with only 4 games to go. If we lose, then it makes it even more exciting. So let's kick off, boys, against the team that's second. So Isle of Man are playing in their red against Blythe Spartans in their green and white stripes. If it's a draw, then we take it to the next match where we potentially might win the league. But more importantly, we could win it right here. Nothing much has happened in this first few minutes of the game. Oh, straight into a highlight just as a press encourage. So they're playing with it at the back and their goalie's going to... No, I thought he'd hoof it. He hasn't. Olin. Simpson. Kinneborough coming down this right-hand side. Formby can't get there. Those two DMs should be doing something. Straight across. Oh, John. Is that John Mackin? John Mackin? He's just scored. Oh, no. Right, kick-off highlight. Vaughan Evans. Oh, my gosh. Straight from the goal kick. Vaughan Evans, Frank Vaughan Evans, well done, lad. That restores parity, I think they call it in the commentary. Wow, I've never actually seen it where it's such an end-to-end highlight. Fantastic take from Vaughan Evans. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see him next season because he has signed an extension at his parent club. And they're really reluctant on Football Manager, and it has been since 23. FM23, I think it was the last time you could sign players for multiple years. I think this is probably going to be his last few games with us. He might get his contract released in a couple of seasons, but he hasn't. I think he signed a new contract. He was out of contract at the end of this season, but now he's not. I think he's got a couple more years left. You can't see on this screen. Football Manager 26. It's a fantastic game in part. Warhurst, anyway, brilliant cutout. Upson, he's skipping. Oh, that's a terrible one. Nareki's picked it up. Hall. A couple of these players that are on loan, I'm trying to sign for next season. I'm just keeping Matty, boy. 2-1. 2-1. Come on. 2-1 after 23 minutes. Keep this up, we win the league. It's going to be a bit of a short episode, boys and girls, if it is. For me with a fantastic ball. He's come back into it now. Oh, yes, that's a bullet of a header. I think I've seen it a couple of times in the match engine in the last few episodes as well, where he's just bulleted it. Look at him cheering with the fans. Well done, Matty boy. Yeah, Hickensmith's the other one I'm trying to kit for next season. Again, I don't know if he'll sign for us. I don't think his contract's up. I've tried to re-sign them, but I'm not sure. But anyway, on to the match at hand. So 35 minutes on the clock. We are in the ascendancy. I am really enjoying now playing a 4-2-4. I think the boys needed a little bit of time to gel. But if I can't re-sign people like Hickensmith and Vaughan Evans, we might have to revisit the 44. But that's for me to make a decision at the end of the season. Anyway, Stanley's coming forward. Ball across. No one there. Nareki. Warn me. He's cut inside. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to stay wide. Anyway, he's skipping. He's dancing. Ooh. Oh. We have a weird highlight, that one. Never really seen that in the match engine. Okay, Hicken-Smith picks it up again. Terrible from the left back. Hicken-Smith, ball across. Matty and a corner. Oh, you can feel it. You can feel it. The boys are in the ascendancy. How many people have turned up to maybe win the league? 3,233 at the bowl. And that takes it through to half-time. Right, let's do the complacency one. We don't want any complacency, boys. We've got 45 minutes. If it stays like this, we've won the league. Oh. Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, look at that front four. Formey with an 8. Hicken-Smith with a 7. Vaughan Evans with a 7.1. And Warhurst with a 7.4. Like, I can't fault them. Warhurst and Formey are definitely going to be here for next season. I think they're good enough for the National League, North and South. I keep saying North and South because it's one of them. I think we'll be in the National League North. Okay, 62 on the clock. I give it another minute and then I'm going to pause it and make a sub. Okay, let's make those subs now. I think, should we bring on Pennington for Hicken-Smith? Because Hicken-Smith dropped a little bit. Inglethorpe, I'm not going to bring on. 2 centre-backs on the bench. Right, let's bring off Hall for Forsyth. Forsyth's moaning that he hasn't had much game time. Hall's just better, I think. Once we get to, you know, January time within the league, having an established first 11's fantastic. Look at that from Nareki. Nareki, Warhurst. Out to Formey. Overlap there. No. Hall's not going. Vaughan Evans is. I think he's off. Yeah, he is, yeah. He looked off in the match engine, so yeah. Was thinking he was off there. Okay, we're now 68 on the clock. I'm going to give it till 75, I think. Just glancing over there at the clock just to see what's going on. Yeah, really even on the XG though. 1.33 to 1.42. Okay, I'll highlight. Or is it? Brannigan. Pennington. Pennington again. Out to Stanley. Pennington. Warhurst. Nareki. Ooh, piling on the pressure, boys. Piling on the pressure. Okay, out Stowell. Hall. Forsyth. Nareki. Hall again. Calm build up here. 77 on the clock. Hall again. He's a very good left back, is Hall, but I don't think... I'm going to try and keep an eye on him. I want to try and sign some of these loanees. Matty's all alone. No one's there. Pennington cuts. Or not cut. I don't know what he's doing there. And Riley just smashes it into touch. Okay. Maybe we'll bring on your 10-bit. He's again moaning he's not getting game time. I brought him in with his ability, but he was so good in that league below. He's not been great in this league. He's been okay. 83, you know what? Let's drop to balanced. And then I'm going to do my magical changes where I drop everybody back. So let's just drop Pennington. Pennington can come back. Formey can come back. Warhurst can play in attack midfield. I don't care if you can't play there. So we'll set up like a 4-2. You know what? You can play there when it's out of possession. And then we're going to slow everything down. So standard, a bit wider, more often. Let's not bother transitioning. Let's play for set pieces and go from there. 88 on the clock. 4 minutes have added on. Is this it? Will we go up to the National League North? I'm going to say National League North now. Is it? Warhurst is in no hurry. That's it. What a game. What a game. We've won the league. Come on. Yes. Back to back to back. And we've won 3 leagues in a row. And that'll take us to the National League North and South. So we'll have a little look at the trophy lift. And most importantly, we can see what our budgets are going to be like. Remember last season, we had an absolute fortune to spend. To be honest, with us being semi-pro, I haven't checked the finances in a while, but the last time I looked, we were at 1.3 million. So we were actually making a profit year on year. That's purely because we're semi-pro. Because we're semi-pro, we're only offering semi-pro contracts, which also means that our overall wage structure and stuff is not absolutely extortionate. But yeah, well done, the boys. A lot of these you're going to be seeing for next season. But yeah, well done. I really, really enjoyed that match. Congratulations, boys. You are champions. So these are the budgets. As I said, we were on 1.3. I was close. It's 1.244 million pounds. Transfer budget of £471,000. I'm going to get closer to the mic. £471,000 with £6,000 worth of wage budget. Look, we are spending 10 grand now, and that's without players leaving. And some of these players are absolutely fantastic for the National League. Well done, the boys. Well done, the boys. So I want to see how Cheadle are getting on. I'll hold them close to my heart. There's 4 games left in the league. I'm going to play the rest of the games in the league off camera. I will tell you how many points we've got at the end of the season. And then we can start planning for next season. I'll show you who's going to stay and who's going to go. I'll be right back. And like that, that is the end of Season 3 of the Island Rises. We are actually 13 points ahead of Blythe Spartans in the end. And yeah, sorry to say, everybody, Cheadletown have gone down. They're on 34 points with Workington, Matlock Town and Hyde making up the rest of those teams going down into the division below. So that leaves us into the National League North or South for next season. I'm going with the National League North because we're kind of northern, but obviously an island. Yeah, so you probably wanted to see the rest of the fixtures that we had. So obviously we played the Blythe game. So we won 3-0 at Belper, 1-0 away at Cleethorpes, 1-1 draw against Hyde, and we finished with a 3-0 win at Hayburn. If you remember, that was one of the teams that I can't pronounce the name. They might be Hebben, they might be Hayburn. I still don't have a clue what they're actually going to be called. So in terms of the actual squad, so at the moment, I'd like to bring in Stowell, Hall, Vaughan Evans and the other Hall. I'm going to get so confused if I bring in both Halls, because they are actually out of contract with their parent clubs at the end of the season. I might see if I can bring back Hickensmith and Brannigan, but it's really, really unlikely because Hickensmith probably won't come back. You remember when you get that, these are all the Premier League youth players that are going to leave. So Trevor Keane came up. He is a right winger who plays for Newcastle. And yeah, 16 dribbling, 16 agility, 13 acceleration and pace. He will obviously be Hickensmith's replacement. He is 18 and he is coming in from Newcastle United on the 7th of May. That is, so we've got a little bit of time, but he's here on trial. None of the other players wanted to come to us, but it is what it is. The rest of the players that are going to be leaving us will be Yestin. He's not cut out for it anymore. Look, he's 2-star, 3-star according to my assistant manager, and he's only made 12 substitute appearances. Alex Baird and Forshaw, 2 goalkeepers going. Again, Stowell came in and took the spot. Now, if I can bring somebody like Stowell in, then obviously these two, there's no room for him at all. Harvey Foster will be going. He just hasn't played enough. 8 games. He got absolutely done over by Nareki and Upton, who secured the spot in that DM role. Reece Greenhall hasn't played at all this season, so he will be going, and Tommy McNally will also be going. He hasn't played at all as well. It is what it is. I signed these players with an additional contract, and I probably shouldn't have. Yeah, and this is what it looks like for the squad planner for next season. So I put it on next season so we know who's here and who's not. Obviously, we've lost 3 goalkeepers, so I've only brought in Tony Bridie. He was the Scottish player. I can't remember if I've actually showed you one of my coaches or assistant managers or somebody that I said, oh yeah, have a look at this player. He looked okay on paper. He did have 5-star potential. He obviously doesn't now. Bad signing probably. He may come in as a backup. He might not, but he is our only goalie. We'll have Sunday and Stanley as our right backs. We will have Calvin Grattan. So yeah, I've just signed a new player, Calvin Grattan. He came up as 4 stars. He's 6 foot tall, 19 from Whitby, coming in for about $5,000. I think I've paid for him. 20 aggression. I just want him to smash the other opposition players. Okay marking, really, really good physicals. He's only 19, Northern Irish. Let's see how he gets on. We've also got Forsyth and Brown will be coming back. So Brown looks like he's developed quite nicely while he was at Clitheroe. He's played 30 games in the league below. Let's see how he gets on. And Utembip, he's wanted by Stockton, so whether or not he will come back, whether he'll go out on loan, I don't know. I'll probably end up signing a few defenders. We do not have any left backs at all. Obviously, Hall was here on loan and a couple of the others have already gone, so we've got nobody to play at left back. DM will have Upton and Nareki. Whitehead, he is unhappy, but he has got a contract till next season. Whether he comes up, I don't know. I'll probably bring in a few more. Right wing, we've got Matty, Sammy. Favour can play there. It says Hickensmith is coming on loan, but that's because his contract at his parent club's till 2029. He's obviously only got it till 29th of June 2028, so I assume that's just a glitch. But we've got Sammy, we've got Inglethorpe, we've got Matty, we've obviously got that Newcastle youngster as well. I know because he can't play attacking midfield, attacking midfield right, so right winger essentially, but he'll be playing probably the majority of the games. On the left, we've got Sammy and Formey. I think they're pretty much sorted. Caddick is requesting to leave because he didn't get enough game time. Again, Inglethorpe can cover. Hickensmith won't be here. Then up front, we've got Matty and Inglethorpe. That is it for the time being. So I'm probably looking at a striker. Goalkeepers are absolute needed. We'll need a couple of left backs, some DMs, and yeah, just anything to strengthen us for the next league. And that will be that. So yeah, everybody, that takes us all the way through to the end of Season 3 with the Island Rises, where we're going to go to the National League North probably into next season. We've got absolutely buttloads of money to spend, a bit like last season where we had absolutely tons of money to spend. I haven't jiggled around any of the wages or anything at the minute, so we've still got that 466 grand to spend with 6 grand on the wage budget. So there'll be a lot of transfers in and out. I'm looking obviously to sign a lot more players, a lot better players, so we can play in the next division. But yeah, that's going to be our transfer special, and I will let you know how we get on when we start moving up, and I will see you on the next one, everybody. Bye-bye.